Good day, everyone. Today, we will be discussing foreign direct investments in the Philippines. We will cover its history, the types of globalization involved, how these factors have influenced the issue, and the key challenges and possible solutions for improving FDI in our country. But before we begin, let me introduce myself. I am Janry Alventulia, together with my fellow presenter, Ms. Desemperado and Ms. Atencio. Without further ado, let's get started. As many of us know, FDI or foreign direct investment involves an investor, company or government from one country taking an ownership stake in a company or project in another country. It is a vital aspect of the global economy as it not only facilitates capital flow but also promotes economic integration between nations. Para sa mga developing countries katulad ng ating bansa, foreign direct investment is especially important because nagpapalaganap ito through transfer of technology, enhances skills development, and create jobs in which are all contributing to broader economic growth in our country. Currently, the Philippines is facing challenges in attracting FDI. Our government has been actively trying to bring in foreign investment to support economic recovery, especially after the pandemic, and to fund ongoing development projects. However, investment inflow have been inconsistent, fluctuating due to several key factors. In this context, agencies like the Board of Investment or BOI and the Philippine Economic Zone Authority or PEZA are the main stakeholders working to boost FDI. Their role is to manage investment incentives and para mapadali ang mga proseso para sa mga dayuhang mamumuhunan. On the other hand, foreign investors bring capital and expertise, particularly to key industries like manufacturing, ICT, and renewable energy. However, despite these efforts, long-standing challenges persist. Also, the Philippines' complex bureaucracy poses challenges for foreign investors, leading to lengthy approval processes despite recent reforms aimed at streamlining. Excessive paperwork, overlapping regulation, and inconsistent policies across regions cause costly delays. High utility costs and limited digital infrastructure further reduce competitiveness. Additionally, while the government prioritized FDI and post-pandemic recovery, global economic headwinds have caused a recent dip in inflow, highlighting the need for ongoing reforms to enhance the investment environment more appealing to the foreign investors. Now, let me show you the current situation of FDI in our country. According to BSP, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, which they released these reports on September 10, 2024, bumaba ng 29% ang FDI net inflow mula $555 million noong June 2023 patungong $394 million nitong June 2024. Based on our research, there are underlying economic challenges that the country faces up till now. Example is global economic headwinds like the aftermath po ng COVID-19 pandemic. Other example is high inflation. According to PSA or Philippine Statistics Authority, noong 2022, ang inflation rate ay umabot sa average na 5.8%, which is ang pinamataas sa 3 taon, dahilan sa pagtaas ng presyo ng gasolina at pagkain. This inflation not only affected consumer confidence but also increased operating costs for businesses, making our country a less attractive destination for foreign investment. Iyon lamang ay mga example kung bakit nagkaroon ng decline with the net inflow kada taon, especially sa December 2021 na may $2,665 million to $555 million noong June 2023. These are also a comparison below here kung saan kinocompare yung June 2023 to June 2024. Kahit may mga bagong reforma, may mga challenges pa rin na nagdideter sa foreign investment. In summary, while the Philippines has potential as a prime destination for foreign investment, significant challenges remain. Complex bureaucracy, transparency issues, and corruption continue to undermine international trust. Addressing these issues is essential for Philippines to unlock its full potential and position itself as a competitive investment hub in Southeast Asia. Next, we are now focusing on how different types of globalization impact FDI and shape our economy. Let's first talk about economic globalization. This is the increased flow of trade, investment, and services between countries. In our country, ang pagbubukas ng iba't ibang sektor sa foreign investment ay nagresulta sa pagtaas ng FDI inflows. Ang foreign capital ay tumutulong sa pag-create ng mga trabaho at nagpapalakas ng ating ekonomiya. Next is cultural globalization. This refers to the exchange of values, ideas, and practices. In the Philippines, we have an edge due to our English-speaking workforce and our cultural connection with countries like the United States. This is particularly important in the BPO industry kung saan maraming investment mula sa mga American companies, creating numerous jobs and boosting our economy. Next is technological globalization. This involves the sharing of technology and innovation across borders. Nakita natin ang malaking pag-unlad sa Pilipinas, lalo na sa pag-angat ng digital infrastructure. Private and public investment have pushed the growth of sectors like ICT, which is mas nakakaakit sa mga foreign investors sa mga industriya tulad ng data processing at cybersecurity. Now, moving on to financial globalization. This means integrating our financial markets with the global economy, making it easier for foreign investors to access our domestic markets. Nakita natin kung paano ang pagpasok ng mga international banks tulad ng HSBC at Citibank na nagbibigay ng mas magandang financing option para sa mga lokal at foreign investors, which boosts confidence and encourages move investment to our economy. Lastly, we have political globalization, which is crucial in setting up a stable and secure environment for foreign investment. Our country government engages in international treaties and agreements that protect investors and ensure their interests are safeguarded. Stability and governance alongside these agreements ay nagpapababa ng investment risk at nagpapalakas ng tiwala ng mga foreign investors. To sum it up, this pipe globalization ay nakakatulong sa pag-attract ng foreign investment that contribute to our economic development and have a significant role in shaping FDI in the Philippines.
So now, let's proceed to how globalization enabled the issue. Globalization has made it possible for more foreign direct investment to come into the Philippines. One key reason is the liberalization of trade and investment rules, meaning the country has made it easier for foreign investors to do businesses in sectors like manufacturing, outsourcing, real estate, and services. This increase in FDI has created more jobs, improved infrastructures, and help the economy grow. However, the fast rise in foreign investment has made it harder for the government to properly monitor and regulate these companies. As a result, some foreign business have taken advantage of weaker enforcement of environmental, labor, and tax laws. They may misuse resources, violate workers' rights, or avoid paying taxes. While FDI brings many benefits, stronger regulations are needed to ensure growth that is fair and sustainable. For its advantage, first, it will lower confusion. When one agency simplifies dealing with different government offices, investors will find it easier to understand and meet regulatory requirements. Second, conflict resolution will be faster. A central support system helps quickly handle disputes and compliance issues, which reduces delays. And last, it will help build investor confidence. A dedicated agency shows that the government is committed to supporting foreign businesses, encouraging more foreign direct investment. For its advantages, first, legal protection will create a stable and secure legal environment for foreign investors, which reduces the risk of sudden changes and regulations. Second, these agreements will give foreign companies more confidence to invest without worrying about unexpected changes that could hurt their businesses and improve trust among investors. And lastly, the country will be viewed as a safer and more reliable place for global investment, attracting more foreign capital and enhancing its international reputation.
So, after we have discussed about the types of globalization and how this enables the issue, we are now proceeding to the key problems surrounding FDI in the Philippines, starting with regulatory and compliance issues. Historically, the Philippines imposed strict regulation that limited foreign ownership in various sectors, making it challenging for foreign investors to establish a presence without partnering with local entities. Ang mga requirement na ito ay kadalasan nagpapahirap sa pagpasok sa merkado at naglilimita sa operational flexibility. Additionally, the regulatory landscape was marked by bureaucratic inefficiencies and a lack of transparency, resulting sa mabagal na approval ng mga permit, tumaas na gastos, and added frustration for foreign investors. Ang korupsyon sa ilang proseso ng gobyerno ay nag-create further unpredictability, which is nagdideter siya sa maraming potential investors. Although recent reforms which aim to ease this restriction, challenges persist. Next, let's discuss economic dependency. The Philippine economy has a heavy reliance on foreign investment for growth, technology, and job creation. This dependency has developed over time due to policies that have sometimes prioritized foreign investment over local initiative. Halimbawa, ang ating industrial sector ay umaasa sa mga imported materials para sa production, na naglilimita sa pag-unlad ng isang matatag na lokal na manufacturing base. Recent foreign investment like the US pledge of over $1 billion in the tech sector highlight the importance of foreign capital in driving economic development. This reliance also makes the country vulnerable to global economic shifts, leaving us exposed to external factors. To reduce this dependency, the Philippines would need to invest in improving local infrastructure and capacity building initiatives to strengthen the domestic market, making it more resilient and attractive for both local and foreign investors. Lastly, let's look at the displacement of local businesses. One of the challenges that FDI presents is the competition from larger, resource-rich foreign companies that often have a pricing and technological edge over our local businesses. These multinationals can leverage economies of scale and global networks, making it hard for local businesses to compete. The local business environment is already impacted by high operating costs, regulatory constraints, and a tough economic landscape, which make competing against multinational corporations even more difficult. Furthermore, this competition can sometimes limit the growth potential and innovation of local businesses, as they may lack the resources to develop and compete effectively. This displacement of local businesses creates an uneven playing field, which can be discouraging for local entrepreneurs and small businesses looking to establish themselves. While FDI can offer significant benefits, the regulatory challenges, economic dependency, and impact on local businesses highlight some of the complexities of the investment environment in the Philippines. Addressing these issues is crucial to creating a balanced and sustainable investment climate that supports both foreign investors and local businesses.
Now that Alvin has discussed the three major problems associated with foreign direct investment, let's proceed to the significant implications and impact of these problems on the Philippine government. First is in socio-political impact. When the Philippines relies too much on foreign companies for investment, it can create problems for local businesses. Big foreign companies often have more resources, so they take over the market, making it hard for local businesses to survive. Once na magsara ang mga local businesses, maraming mawawalan ng trabaho, and some communities might even be forced to move. This causes frustration and can lead to a loss of trust in the government because people will feel left behind and think that the government isn't doing enough to protect and support local industries. Second is in policy impact. The Philippine government needs to find a balance between attracting foreign companies to invest in the country and helping local businesses grow. If the country depends too much on foreign companies, it can become vulnerable to problems that comes from outside, like a global economic crisis or sudden changes in foreign companies' decision. By creating policies that encourage both foreign and local growth, the benefits of economic progress can be shared more fairly across the country. And last is administrative impact. Slow, complicated government process can make the situation worse for both foreign investors and local businesses. Complex rules can discourage foreign companies while special treatment for them can seem unfair to local businesses. The government should ensure clarity and provide equal opportunities for both foreign and local companies, helping everyone contribute to a stronger economy. Next is major problem selection. Amid the different issues faced, regulatory and compliance issues stand out as more pressing concerns than economic dependency and displacement of local businesses, because they directly determine whether and how an investment can proceed. Foreign companies entering new markets must navigate a range of regulatory requirements such as licensing, labor laws, environmental regulations, and industry-specific standards. Investors wants to know the rules are simple, fair, and consistently applied before they decide to invest in a country. If the regulations are confusing, change too often, or aren't properly enforced, it makes investors unsure what might happen with their money. This uncertainty can make foreign companies hesitate to invest because it seems too risky. On the other hand, economic dependency and displacement of local businesses are longer term, secondary effects of foreign direct investment. While they affect the local economy and competitive landscape, they usually do not stop an investment from happening. Local displacements may result in market share shifts or changes in a competitive balance, but this is typically managed over time, often with government support or incentives.
Now, let's proceed to the possible alternative courses of actions. First is establish a clear and concrete legal framework. The government can create a business-friendly environment by making sure that laws, especially those about taxes, labor, and environmental rules, are clear, consistent, and predictable. When old laws are updated and applied equally in all areas and industries, businesses can plan better, reduce uncertainty, and run more smoothly. This approach creates a fair system, encourages investment, and helps a long-term growth. It also saves time and money for both businesses and the government, and states can make it easier to start and grow businesses while still meeting their regulatory goals. For its advantage, first, it can lower uncertainty for foreign investors. When laws are clear and stable, investors feel more confident, making it easier for them to assess risk and plan for long-term investment. Second, it promotes fair competitions. Enforcing laws equally ensures that foreign and local businesses have the same opportunities, which build trust in the legal system. And lastly, it helps boost economic growth. More foreign investment would strengthen local economies, create jobs, and improve infrastructure development.
The disadvantages of establish a clear and concrete legal framework are reforms are usually time-consuming po due to the lengthy processes and regulation involved. This can delay the expected economic benefits. And also, some local businesses and agencies oppose reforms because they feel their profits or influence are affected, which more create obstacle in implementing these changes. Lastly is a significant budget is needed for legal reforms, training and enforcement, which constrain the national budget.
For our second ACA, it is establish a one-stop shop for regulatory compliance. The government can set up a central agency to make the investment process easier for foreign investors. This agency would act as one-stop shop, giving investors all the information, support, and approvals they need to follow local laws. By making the process simpler, it would cut down on bureaucracy, save time, and help investors deal with complicated regulations more easily, creating a more welcoming environment for investors. For its advantage, First, it will lower confusion. When one agency simplifies dealing with different government offices, investors will find it easier to understand and meet regulatory requirements. Second, conflict resolution will be faster. A central support system helps quickly handle disputes and compliance issues, which reduces delays. And last, it will help build investor confidence. A dedicated agency shows that the government is committed to supporting foreign businesses, encouraging more foreign direct investment.
The disadvantages of establish a one-stop shop for regulatory compliance are setting up a new agency requires significant funding for facilities, staff salaries, and operational expenses. And also, kung hindi maayos ang pamamahala, the agency could become an extra bureaucratic layer, slowing down more processes instead of making them more efficient. And lastly, while the agency may improve rule compliance, it won't address deeper issues like corruption or uneven law enforcement because broader reforms are needed for real improvement.
For our last ACA, which is bilateral investment settlements and stability guarantees, the government can make agreements with other countries to protect foreign investors from sudden legal changes. These agreements would provide stability and certainty by ensuring that policies remain consistent, protecting investment, and building trust. By offering long-term security, the government can attract more foreign investment and encourage economic growth. For its advantages, first, legal protection will create a stable and secure legal environment for foreign investors, which reduces the risk of sudden changes and regulations. Second, these agreements will give foreign companies more confidence to invest without worrying about unexpected changes that could hurt their businesses and improve trust among investors. And lastly, the country will be viewed as a safer and more reliable place for global investment, attracting more foreign capital and enhancing its international reputation.
The disadvantages of bilateral investment settlements are the government might have less freedom to make new regulations for the local economy due to agreements protecting foreign investors. And also, if policy changes negatively impact foreign investors, it could lead to costly legal disputes, adding expenses more for the government. And lastly, local businesses may feel foreign investors are given a special treatment na maaari magdulot ng mga internal issues sa business environment.
And for our best ACA or recommendations, we selected the ACA number 1, which is establishing a clear and solid legal framework. It is seen to be the best approach because it tackles the main problems of regulatory and compliance challenges that investors face. When laws are inconsistent, unclear, or change suddenly, foreign investors find it hard to understand and follow the rules, leading to delays, confusion, and higher costs. By creating a simple and reliable legal structure, the government eliminates these obstacles, making it easier for businesses to operate in the country. This reduces the burden of compliance, clears up confusion, and builds trust, all of which are crucial for attracting and keeping foreign investment.
We'll now proceed to the recommendations for implementation. First is to establish centralized regulatory authority. It is to make things easier for businesses. All compliance tasks should be handled by one main regulatory organization. This agency should focus on reducing red tape. Businesses will know exactly who to talk to when they have questions or need help. Businesses can help understand their legal responsibilities and receive consistent support. Second is to standardize compliance requirements. By creating uniform compliance can help eliminate confusion and inconsistency, making it easier for businesses to understand what they need to do to stay compliant. Clear and consistent guidelines reduce the risk of violations, and it allows them focus on growing their business instead of getting lost in complicated laws. Third one is to implement technology-driven compliance tools. Digital platforms can help businesses manage their compliance tasks. It can track important deadlines and reporting requirements. By providing automated reminders and real-time updates about any changes in regulations, companies can stay on top of their responsibilities more easily. It reduces stress and time spent on managing all the paperwork. allowing them to focus more on running their business. Fourth one is offer regular trainings and workshops. Keep businesses updated on regulatory changes and best practices for compliance. Companies can better understand their legal responsibilities and how to navigate the rules. It enhances understanding of compliance responsibilities within the organization, and it encourages a culture of responsibility within their organization. When business feel informed and confident, they can focus on their growth while ensuring they follow the law. And the last one is to establish feedback mechanism for continuous improvement. It's important to create ways of businesses to share their thoughts and feedback on the rules and compliance processes. By listening to their input, we can identify problems, areas, and figure out how to make things better. Regularly reviewing and updating the regulations based on what businesses say will help ensure that the rules stay relevant and effective. This approach makes the legal framework more responsive to the needs of companies.
This case highlights how globalization brings both opportunities and challenges for government. They need to create strong and transparent legal frameworks para makaakit ng mga foreign investment habang tinutugunan ang pangangailangan ng mga lokal na negosyo. Government must also tackle issues like regulatory uncertainty, political instability, and infrastructure gaps to maintain an attractive economic environment. For future policymakers, dapat rin magkaroon ng solid regulatory system para mabawasan ang risk at makuha ang tiwala ng mga ating investors. The insight from this case show the importance of clear legislative framework and open communication with stakeholders. Government plays a key role in ensuring that globalization promotes fair competition and long-term growth for both local and foreign businesses.